Hello there, my cozy babes, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kloee Taylor, and today we are going to be looking at why your guides chose you. Basically, this is just going to be a reading that's going to boost your confidence, make you feel good, and also give you some guidance on what they're currently helping you with. And if you feel like you've been curious about your guides in this reading, we're going to get to the bottom of all that curiosity. So if you've never done a pick a card before, allow me to give you a brief explanation, and then we're going to get into it. So pile number one here. This is pile one, this is pile two, this is pile three, and this is pile four. Each pile has a timestamp down below in the description box that you can click and go right to it. And you are more than welcome to choose more than one pile. If some people will even do they'll listen to all four piles and then they will decide at the end which kind of applied to them the best. So it's completely up to you what you decide to do, how you decide to choose. Sometimes different piles will be linked, which I try to always let you know in the reading if that's something that happens. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, starting from pile number one. So let's go. All right, pile one, if you chose this rose, the one that has the little leafy dangly, it's a Lego rose that I actually put together. If you chose this rose, this is going to be your pile. So first and foremost, before we jump in, I do need to give a thank you to today's sponsor, which of course is Tarot Stack. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know what Tarot Stack is, they are an online website where you can shop for tarot decks that are made by indie or independent artists. So it's a great place to shop around. Every deck you see in today's reading is going to be from Tarot Stack. There will be links to every deck in the order they appear down below. If you're looking for a new deck for yourself or a gift for a friend, I would highly encourage you check them out because they're indie decks. So they're also decks that you won't see anywhere else. But in any case, thank you, Tarot Stack, and let's go ahead and get into this reading. Okay, so starting out with this first set of cards here, this is really why your guides chose you. And the first thing that I'm getting with this first kiss card is if you're in a relationship or even if you're single and looking, your guide, like one of them that has chosen you, they have chosen you to help you connect with your romantic partner more. So whether it's like more intimacy, whether it is like you're trying to manifest a romantic partner, this guide is actually the guide of you and your partner, and they're trying to bring you together more. So maybe make the relationship better, stronger, bonded. They also might have, if you've been in like a long-term relationship, this guide also helps to like protect the relationship. So that's really beautiful. I literally have the chills when I'm talking about this. We also have the Five of Roses, the King of Mirrors, the executive producer, which is the King of Roses. And we also have the card of Destiny. So your guides also chose you to help you work on your confidence. I feel like you're somebody that often will play comparison, and you've been doing a little bit of the comparison game lately. All of us are guilty of this. It's nothing to feel bad about. All of us are guilty at one time or another of, losing our confidence, losing ourselves a little bit, and looking at other people's lives and saying like, wow, why isn't my life like that? And I would just want to encourage you, pile number one, if this sounds like you need to stop consuming whatever it is that you're comparing. I'm guilty of this myself. Like if I could give a personal story, I love watching vloggers. Y'all know, if you've ever listened to like my podcast, during Vlogmas, I feel like I eat so well, but sometimes when I watch these influencers and these vloggers, I get caught up in the fact that I don't have a really nice house or a really nice car, and I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of influencing. And I choose instead integrity, right? Y'all, you don't even know how many times Temu has tried to get into my DMs. Like, no, we do not work with them. I choose integrity, and I choose like working with companies that are, to me, like bettering the world. And within that, sometimes I see this and I'm like, gosh, I could just take the easy route. This could just be easier if I didn't care about being so integral. And that's not to say, like, I understand that like people need to eat in the influencer world. I know that better than anyone. Like, I'm not trying to hate on anybody either when I say this, but my point is, like, when I start to feel like that and I start to compare myself to other people, that's when I know I need to turn it off. That's when I know I need to take a break from consuming that kind of content. And I feel like this is the same way with people. If there's someone in your life that you do this with a lot, you need to take a step back and evaluate that relationship, or maybe give yourself a little bit of breathing room and don't spend so much time with them. You know, it's okay to take a break sometimes. But I do feel like this guide I don't think this, so there's one guide that helps with relationships. There's another guide showing up here that chose you specifically to help you work on your own confidence and helps you to like win physical competition. I don't know if you're somebody that like does some kind of competitive fitness thing. It's funny too. I wonder if one of your guides is actually Apollo, which is interesting because I work with Apollo as a deity or as a deity, like I needed to add that. And people that work with Apollo tend to be attracted to me. Same with Aphrodite, because like I bring their energy into a lot of the work that I do. But Apollo, god of music, god of mental and like physical fitness as well. They help with that. So interesting. It makes me wonder if you also might work with Apollo, or maybe you should. But in any case, I feel like there is something about confidence here. With the King of Mirrors coming out, this to me is also helping with the mind, the mental intellect, maybe your mental health. Excuse me. Also your voice. My voice is getting like a tickle as I'm talking through this. So also your voice. And then the card of destiny, the 10 here, this is the 10, I want to say is the Chariots. And the Chariot card, this is all about going towards your destiny, moving yourself in the right direction, getting on the right path. Your guides chose you because they liked your destined path. They liked what you were about in this lifetime, and they wanted to help you to fulfill your destiny. So let's keep going and see what else they're helping you with. Oh my gosh, you also got the 7th house. Come on. You also got the 7th house. This is really interesting to me because the 7th house is the house of relationships, marriage, partnerships. We already kind of talked about relationships back here with that first kiss card. And this to me just kind of parrots that. Your guides chose you because they help you with your romantic relationships. Also potentially like business connections. That's something that they work intimately with you on. We also have the 1st house, which is the physical body. So those of you that are like, this competition card makes no sense, I'm not in competition, yada, yada. What I'm getting from your guides is that this also might just be like your physical body in general. The 1st house is the house of the self and the physical body. So they help you to like work on your physical fitness, how you feel about your body in general, which like, you know, a lot of people out here are like suffer from body image issues. So I feel like they help you to kind of work on that. I'm also hearing if you're somebody that like loves fitness, they help you with that. They help you to like push yourself and to keep going. And if you feel like you're ever kind of lacking that, they want you to rely on them and ask them for help with that. Now we also have for you the card number 7. And this card, to me, the number 7 is the karmic number. It's also the number of, this is why like in relationships, they tend to go through 7-year cycles. So what I mean by that is like every 7 years, the relationship kind of churns over into something else. This is why when you get into a long-term relationship, it's so important to know that like you and your partner will change over and over and over again, constantly, but also every 7 years you like turn over a new leaf and a new dynamic. That's why they call it the karmic number, right? It has like a lot more ties than that, but like it's karmic in the sense that I believe that everything goes in a 7-year cycle. Like when you start a career, 7 years later, you're going to have new thoughts and feelings about that career. When you have children, 7-year cycle. Also, not a 7-year cycle, but 7 is like the number where they reset. How do I explain that? I don't think the video's up anymore, but the Divine Venus did it, or Alyssa Sharp did a great video on this at one point in time where she talked about how children, they all represent something different in a family dynamic. And when you hit the 7th child, it starts over at 1 again. So just kind of crazy how that works. It's funny too, because there's 7 kids in my family and I'm the 7th. And me and my oldest brother are both born on the 14th, not of the same month, but I just think that's interesting that he would be the first and then I'm the one that starts the whole cycle over. And anyways, that's neither here nor there, not important for this reading, but you got double 7s as well, which I feel like your guides chose you specifically to work through karma. Like they might even have their own karma that they work through. Like they help you and work through past karma of their own by helping you. Okay. Now we also have the card turquoise, which let me read it and then I'll show it to you. Bridging of heaven and earth, spirit in material form. I feel like you're someone that is very spiritual. I don't feel like you just like don't have any semblance of spirituality. You definitely have a spiritual life. Spirituality you hold really in high regard. And your guides help you to bridge not only the gap in your life between like your earthly self and the heavens, or, you know, the universe, whatever you want to call it, your higher self, but they help you to like forge and bridge a spiritual connection, period. Sorry, I keep coughing. I feel like there's like something, I get a lot of y'all with throat chakra issues. Like I will be fine with my throat all day long. And then the second I sit down to read, there is like sometimes a tickle that will show up. And I don't know if there's like a couple of you that just always show up to these readings, but y'all need to be balancing that throat chakra because I feel like it happens more frequently than not. And like that happens when I channel, like I can pull in that energy. So just pointing that out, which is funny because turquoise, a shade of blue actually resembles the throat chakra, but bridging of heaven and earth, spirit in material form. I feel like they also help you. Oh my gosh, I love that it's rings. It makes me think of like wedding rings, relationships once again. But they help you to also bring the life that you want to manifest into the physical. Like they literally go between the quantum and the physical reality, and they help you to carry that forward. So really, really, really cool. Okay, we also have for you the Our Lady Apparitions Motherly Spirit. So I had to put it in front of that face of that card or it won't focus. The Our Lady card here. Also, I'm sorry if my table is a little shaky today, y'all. I moved my setup around in my room again, and I think that this table is not going to work for what I need it for. We're going to have to find a new solution for this, but for now, we're working with what we got. But Our Lady Apparitions Motherly Spirits, you definitely are somebody that has had to reparent and remother yourself. You, I wouldn't say are someone that has a good relationship with your mother, or like maybe it's a grandmother or something, but they actually help you to reparent and mother yourself and remember past lives of yourself as a mother. That message is actually coming through very strongly that you've had a past life as a mother. But I feel like they also help you if you are a mother in this lifetime. They help you to like be confident in that and to not like fall into the trope of like mom shame and such. Okay, now I want to use this Couture deck, and I just want to take a look-see at what your guides are currently helping you through. So, Spirit, for pile number 1, what are you currently helping with? Let's see. We have the 5 of Pentacles. So they're currently helping you with like a poverty consciousness. If you've been struggling with money, or also like not having a sense of belonging. If you've been feeling like you don't belong, they're helping you to kind of, I said earlier that confidence was a big part of it for you right now. I feel like they're helping you to remember that you do belong, that you do have purpose, that you are here for a reason, that and like they're helping you financially. We also have the Page of Wands. I'm going to pull a few cards and then kind of see what story we tell here, what story the cards are telling here. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's twice. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You didn't get the 10. The 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. I said the Chariot earlier back here. The 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the Chariot might also be just part of your reading anyways, because I saw it in my mind. And sometimes that's how my guides will work when they're helping me channel. I'll see like I want to say that's clairvoyance. You'll see like visions in your mind almost. So I do feel like the Chariot was on the money, but Destiny and also getting the Wheel of Fortune in this deck, it's the same card, like same different deck, but same card. So twice now, your guides are helping you to reestablish your path to your destiny. Pile number one, you need to let me know in the comments. Do you feel like your life has been going through like a major uprooting of some kind? Like you were really clear on your destiny at one time and now it's changing? Because I feel like they're helping you to like basically get redirected and reacquainted. And then we have 10 of Cups. So they're also helping you to find peace and fulfillment in your life. And they're helping you to find family. Whether it's like strengthening familial bonds that you already have or helping you to find like your chosen family, I'm hearing for some of you. That is also something. But the 10 of Cups is like ultimate fulfillment. It is the card that talks about having everything, having all of your needs met, all of your dreams coming true, feeling good and safe in your family, in your home life, in your work life. It is like achieving bliss within your relationships, all of it. So your guides are really helping you to get back to this like bliss point. They're also helping you again to work on that confidence with the Page of Wands, as well as like finding your true expression of self. So that is what I have for you. That is why your guides chose you. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I have one more card. We also have for you the Sunflower card, which is Face the Light. These cards are so pretty. They're like gold foiled. This card is all about like basically finding the joy in your life again, facing the light, facing the joy, finding the sun again after a period of not really experiencing that. So I feel like your guides are really trying to help you with a lot right now, but mainly it's getting back into a place of bliss and joy. But they chose you ultimately to help you with your confidence, your mental health, your intimacy and relationships, I would say are like the top notes. So that's the reading I have for you, pile number one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. And y'all, if you will just let me get up on my little soapbox for a minute, I would really love and appreciate if you would stick around just for like a minute and a half and allow me to just, I am still a creator. I do got to toot my own horn a little bit because there are some of you that would benefit from some of this. So first and foremost, my course, Authentically Aligned, still on sale. Use code ECLIPSE2024. It gets you $167 off. It's a 4-week course. It has 4 workbooks, a ton of videos, leads you through a life audit as well as setting up your dream life, and actually guides you through like 30 days of really claiming that dream life and coming into your most authentic self. I use this course on myself all the time if I feel lost or misdirected, and it's a great course, so definitely check it out. I also have my Patreon available to you where I put out extra pick of cards that you can't get anywhere else. It's where I put my vlogs. It's where I put any like written content that might go there. I also do an astrology report every month, a tarot card reading for every month. It's a great place, so check it out. It really supports me as a small artist, an independent small artist, like a creative rather rather. I'm an artist of life. It really supports me. So please do check it out. If you want to join, I would appreciate it. I also have my podcast of, I almost said Divine Authenticity. Girl, it's called the Cozy Babes Club. Please check that out as well. If you want more from me, it's free. It's on every platform that you could imagine for podcasts. And I'm at Kloee Taylor all around the web. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Instagram's really the only social media that I use. So definitely check that out if you want to follow me. I recently posted some pictures from my birthday. And if you listen to this entire spiel, please leave me this emoji down below. Show me a sunflower because you got that card here. Show me your sunflower. And please do not forget pile number 1, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye. All right, pile number 2, if you chose this is like Lego baby's breath. If you chose this one, this is going to be your reading. So let's go ahead and take a look. See, actually, before we get into it, I do need to give a special thank you to Tarot Stack. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. I love and appreciate you so much. If you are looking for tarot decks for yourself, a friend, please go to Tarot Stack. They are an online website where you can get tarot decks from independent artists. We work with Tarot Stack on this channel all the time. We have a long-standing relationship. I love everything that they sell there, every deck I've ever purchased, and even the ones that I have been given, because it's both. Literally, always incredible quality, always incredible quality. The card stock is good. The imagery is good. And I feel good knowing that I have supported an independent artist. So if you're looking for tarot decks, make sure you check them out. Links down below. And every deck we use in today's reading is from Tarot Stack. All the links for these individually, the order that they appear will be down there. Now let's go ahead and get into it. All right, pile number 2, starting out, this first set of cards is going to be all about why your guides have chosen you. Why did they pick you? What are they like working with you on? Why did they pick you? So first and foremost, you did get the influencer card, and I feel like you're somebody that actually strives to like have a social media presence, and they actually chose you because in this lifetime, they knew that this was like at this time in history, they knew that you were going to be somebody that needed their kind of support to work on this. So they actually support you in this endeavor. So your guides right now, like I'm hearing that you have 3, which is cool because there's like 3 little sparklies right here. You have 3 that help you to just like be confident on camera, be confident with whatever craft you're doing. If there's something you do online in the realm of social media, that's one reason they chose you, because they wanted to help you with this. Now we also have Page of Flutes, which is basically Page of Cups. We have, which is the Daydreamer. So you are somebody that dreams a lot, and they actually help put ideas into your head, not in like a scary or creepy way, but they just like gently prompt you with ideas sometimes. So you need to be paying attention, writing down your ideas in a notebook or something, or acting on ideas that you get immediately, because your guides also help you to come up with ideas and concepts. We have Knight of Mirrors, the meathead. So they also help you to like steer clear of, honestly, like fuckboys, I guess would be like the appropriate phrase here. They help you steer clear of people in your life that don't have your best interests at heart. They actually really protect you in that way. And we also have the Moon and the Rose Ceremony. So the Moon card here, they help you emotionally. They help you emotionally. I can see that you are a really romantic individual, and you are somebody that feels things very deeply. You might actually be considered a highly sensitive person, which beautiful. Love that energy. The world needs more of us. But your guides help you to kind of manage that and to remind you why life is beautiful and romantic and amazing, and why you should be in love with life, even when things feel hard or you feel like you're feeling all of the feelings because you're highly sensitive. They help you to remember like what is beautiful and why you're here. And the Rose Ceremony, I feel like you also have guides that support you and chose you because, like, I'm not trying to give you like a complex, but I'm just going to go with what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. There is like a group of people that you either are a part of in this lifetime or you are like yet to meet them, that your guides kind of follow all of you. There is like a collective mission that all of you are about together. And you have guides that like intermingle in this group that help you to accomplish this mission. And I just see like you in a group, and like these other, like there might even be a couple of you that are like here listening to this, like from the same group. But, oh, you know what? I'm also hearing that some of y'all, your guides are also like galactic family that watches over you, that is from like your starseed origin. So there's that too. So this, like, they chose you partially because you're family. Also because they want to help you on a like mission that you're in with a group. So like, especially those of you that already feel like you're in this right now, that's part of the reason they chose you, is to help you make this like dream in this group come about. Okay. Now, they also gave us the waning crescent. So your guides also help you to let go, because when we talk about the waning crescent in like moonology, which if you didn't know this about me and my channel, if you've never been here before, subscribe first of all. Second of all, I deal in a lot of like lunar astrology. I'm really big on moonology, lunar astrology. That's probably like my bread and butter when it comes to manifestation and astrology, is lunar work. So I love when we see moon cards, the moon getting the waning crescent. So the waning crescent in astrology or moonology is all about kind of letting go so we can start again. So obviously the full moon is a big letting go period, but when the moon is waning, which means it's getting smaller, it's moving down to that new moon. When it's getting smaller, we're kind of getting obstacles out of our way before we can start over in a new chapter. So I do feel that this waning crescent is your guides really saying that they help you to remove blockages in your life, spiritually, physically, mentally. I also am seeing moths in this card, and I'm wondering if you have moths as like a spiritual symbol for you. I love moths. My favorite is the rosy maple. Shout out if you know what I'm talking about. I also have the fire element card for you, which tells me that they also, once again, pile number one kind of had this too, but, and your readings are very different. I wouldn't say that they're linked, but they help you with your confidence. Fire signs are like very naturally confident usually. Obviously, you have to take somebody's entire birth chart into consideration, but Leos in particular are all about confidence. But I would say Aries and Sagittarius have confidence in a different way, where Aries is about like body confidence, physical fitness. Sagittarius is the intellectual. It's the mind. It's having confidence in how you say things, how you speak. And then we have Leo that's all about the self-expression, how we adorn ourselves, right? How we express ourselves through like fashion or physical appearance. Not physically like muscle in the body, but like how we adorn, if that, and like also your heart, I would say, like how you love yourself internally. So they're all kind of really about confidence in some capacity. And so your guides are also here helping you to work on all of your confidence, not just in one area, but in all areas to flourish. And we also have the card of Pisces. So your guides, these are guides that I'm hearing have actually been with you for more than just this lifetime. They're guides that you've had in multiple lifetimes. They also help you to connect with the astral. Like, I don't know if you're somebody that like astral projects, but they protect you while you do that. If you're somebody that lucid dreams or astral projects, they protect you in the dreamscape. They also help you to increase your psychic ability, your psychic sight. Okay, now we have still more cards. So I also have the card of Wanderlust for you, which I'll show it to you in a second, but I need to read it closer to my face because I wear glasses. We have Living, Loving, Life on the Run. So you're definitely somebody in this lifetime that is meant to really be a free spirit. And your guides want you to have that. So if there's anything in your way, like any kind of unsafety, or maybe you don't feel like you can be a free spirit for one reason or another, other, or I feel like a lot of times whenever somebody doesn't feel free, it's not that they don't feel free, it's that they're afraid. And so your guides really work on that fear with you. They help you to feel safe in your body, in your environment, in your home, in your town, in your country. They help you to feel safe so that you can journey around more. You are definitely not made for a 9 to 5 lifestyle. You are made to kind of be nomadic for a time period in your life. And your guides they led you to this reading so you could know that. Especially if that calls to you. Now, we also have cactus, which says endurance and longevity. Looks like this. Endurance and longevity. So man, I feel like this is such an annoying card. Like, how rude, Spirit. Because nobody, like, who wants to endure? Who wants to have hardship and endure it? Nobody. It's not fun. But I feel like cactus, right? Like, they are a desert plant. They know what it feels like to go without. And I feel like you are actually no stranger to knowing what it feels like to go without. Like, maybe at one time in your life, or possibly even now, you've gone through hardship where maybe you didn't always know where your next meal was coming. Maybe it was hard to keep the roof over your head. Maybe you're in some kind of crisis right now. Your guides picked you to help you endure this and to get past it. Like, you will not be in a drought forever, basically. Okay, now we also have, I want to use this Couture deck now that I have to ask your guides what they're working on with you right now specifically. Oops. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm having such a hard time shuffling these. I feel like that usually means they don't need a lot of shuffle. Okay. So we have for you strength. Okay. So they are saying that they're helping you work through strength right now, which, let's get kind of a bigger picture. I'm going to pull more than just that card. I don't know why my camera is being like this. I think it's these flowers. Stop it. Let me do this instead. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Well, that's just how it's going to be. Your guides said, right now. The camera really wants to focus on these flowers for some reason. Okay. Maybe that's kind of a teaching moment. Your guides are like, literally stop and smell the roses. Like, you're going too fast. You need to slow down a little bit. Okay. Then we have the 9 of Wands, which looks like this. I'm wondering if, like, butterflies, moths, things like that are significant to you. I'm really sorry about the blur, y'all. Honestly, maybe I should just push these out of the frame because they're being annoying. There we go. I mean, it makes the frame look weird, but if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. Okay. So 9 of Wands, this is all about, like, overcoming adversity, getting to the end. It really is a card of endurance as well. So they are helping you to endure something difficult. But what? Ooh, 10 of Swords. Bestie, that's rough. Okay. I'm going to lay one more card down and then we'll talk about it. The World. Okay. All right, bestie. This is what's going on. So with these cards, Strength and 9 of Wands, this is endurance. You are having to endure a really challenging chapter right now. You are between a rock and a hard place. With the 2 of Swords, that is the rock and the hard place. It's like you feel like you can't win any way that you turn. And the thing is, you are letting go of a version of your life that no longer suits you anymore. Your guides are currently helping you work through this. They're helping you to have the strength, have the endurance, get through this rock in this hard place. And then you have the World, which is literally the card. It's one of the most, like, fortuitous cards in the tarot deck. There's a handful that are, like, really, really awesome. This is one of them. And It's that you literally put something that you feel like you were going to struggle with forever behind you, and you overcome, and then you kind of start brand new. And your guides are saying that, yes, it's challenging. Like, we even have the symbol for Saturn on this card right here. I don't know if you can see that, but on the dress right there, there's that symbol for Saturn. Saturn is helping you overcome adversity, right? Saturn is our planet of like discipline and challenge. And you are being challenged right now, but your guides, they are there supporting you. You are not alone in this. And you were honestly led to this reading because you are meant to rely on them more, especially with that Pisces card, Wanderlust, and then also getting the Endurance card. You are meant to rely on them more, ask for more, seek them more, because they are here. Like, if you feel like you are feeling some type of way every day and life is hard, ask them to show you how it doesn't have to be like this. Don't ask them what you did wrong or why you deserve this. Ask them, okay, but what is the pathway out? What can I do today that's going to put me on a better path to get out of this? What can I do to get myself out of this rock in this hard place? And like, you can really get some real answers that way. I feel like a lot of times in spirituality, because we don't know, nobody told us that we could not just focus on how we got here and why we're here. You can focus on trying to get a better resolution instead. And I actually feel like that tends to be a lot more favorable. So the last card I have for you is we're all in this together with the, I think that's Unity. Yeah. This letter right here kind of looks like a J, but I think it's an I. It's Unity. We are all in this together. We're all in this together. If you started singing that, you better tell me in the comments. We're all in this together, Unity. So you're not alone, bestie. You're not alone. You're not going to continue to be alone. You're just going through a difficult time right now, and this time is going to pass. Just hold on. I promise you that life is going to get better than you could have even foreseen. And you're going to, like, it doesn't make sense right now, but you're going to come to a place where you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I went through that because now I have this, this, and this. You're being worked through in some capacity right now, but things are going to improve, genuinely. You're not even going to recognize yourself. I'm hearing like a year from now. And that doesn't mean that it's going to take a year. It just means that like that's when you're going to have the full circle moments. Okay, that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check them out. Links down below, and all of the decks, of course. And y'all, if you haven't done so already, my course still on sale. Authentically Aligned. Use code ECLIPSE2024. $167 off, making it $55. It is going off sale soon, so please make sure you grab that while you have a chance. It's a great course, lots of videos, lots of workbooks. It is the course that I myself use when I want to like kind of reset my life and get my shit back together. So if you feel like you need that right now and you need someone to guide you through the process, but also help you align with your authentic self, let me be that person for you. Links down below. Make sure you use the code because it's normally $222 and it's currently $55 with that code. So make sure you check that out. I also have my Patreon if you want exclusive pick a card readings, vlogs from me, astro reports from me. I do so much on my Patreon. And I am going to be releasing content around this full moon is the hope. I've been working on it. So definitely make sure you come and join the Patreon because there's going to be new videos. And also, if you would like to listen to more of me, I have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, available everywhere you listen to podcasts. I also have my social medias. I'm at Kloee Taylor all over the web. And if you listen to everything I just said right now, you're a peach. I love you. Thank you for increasing my watch time. Thank you for helping out my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Leave me this emoji down below. Leave me the world, like a globe, because then I'll know that you listened to it. And also, like, this good outcome is coming, okay? Just hold on a little longer. And please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye. All right, pile number 3. If you chose this rose, this Lego rose, looks like this, then this is your reading. So before we get into it, I do just need to give a little shout out and a thank you to Tarot Stack for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring. If y'all don't know what Tarot Stack is, they are an online website that sells tarot decks from independent artists. So if you're looking for a new deck for yourself or a friend, as somebody that has many of the decks on Tarot Stack, whether I've bought them myself or they've been gifted to me, I've never been disappointed. The card stock is always great. The imagery is great. And I always feel good knowing that I've supported an independent artist. So definitely check them out. All the decks we use today in this video are from Tarot Stack, and all of the decks will be listed down below in the order that they appear if you're curious about any of them for yourself. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So let me get a little closer to you here. We have the Lovers for you right out the gate. We have the Free Spirit with the Page of Roses. We have Paradise. We have Possessive with the Four of Roses. And then we have with the Two of Rings, Insecure. So let me go ahead and make these look a little prettier. Okay, so why your guides chose you is, first and foremost, everybody has gotten something to do with love in all of their readings, which is funny. But with the Lovers card here, 2 things. Number 1, this could be about you meeting your romantic partner. You might have a guide that you actually share with your romantic partner, or if you're single and looking, your guide is helping you find the right person, like a soulmate connection. The Lovers also is about shadow work though. So your guides also are here to support you through doing shadow work, connecting with yourself, connecting with your inner self, and connecting with basically the parts of you that feel hidden or unseen so that you can release them, become more of yourself. We also have the Insecure card here, which tells me that your guides are also here to help you release insecurity. They're helping you to regain confidence. Every single reading today has had a theme of confidence. So I feel like maybe collectively we're just working through that, but they are here to help you with your confidence, your self-esteem, and like, especially when it comes to, I would say like financial confidence, but also the confidence of like, knowing that you are allowed to go after what you want and it's like safe and okay for you to do that. Page of Roses with the Free Spirits. This reminds me that you are like an independent thinker, a free spirit. You might have a lot of Sagittarius placements in your birth charts. I would say Sagittarius or Taurus to a degree, and maybe even some Gemini, but Sagittarius overall, they are like the free spirit. But I do feel that your guides chose you because they knew that you were doing life differently. They knew that you would be here to live like a really interesting life. And not to say that anybody's life is like not interesting. Everybody has a story, but I feel like you really don't follow the path. Like you did not come here to just go to school and then like work a job for the rest of your life the way that a lot of people have been trained to do, which nothing wrong with that. If that is you, just know that this might not be your reading if you're somebody that does that. You are definitely meant to kind of go off the beaten path and live your own life on your own terms. Have a little bit more freedom in your life. Now with possessiveness, I do feel that sometimes you get a little bit locked down by your possessions, or like maybe even being possessive of friends, romantic partners, or material items. And your guides actually really picked you because they want to help you work through this. They want to help you overcome any kind of possessive or like jealous feelings that you might have. And then with Paradise, they also are here to help you feel good. I think you get really stuck on like how the world is like, to be human is to suffer, or like living miserably, or really being like down bad a lot. And they're here to actually remind you that being here on this planet is meant to be paradise. It's meant to be it gets to be easy. You're allowed to live a life of luxury and leisure, or whatever it looks like to you. Maybe you're somebody that wants to be really engaged and passionate with your life, wants to be really creative, or wants to feel like really held and seen, or wants to see, all the great places of the world, the pyramids, things like that. Like, they want you to know that like there are experiences that you haven't even had yet. And they want to show you that like living on this planet Earth as a human in a human body with a human experiences can literally be a living paradise. And they help you connect with that. Now, oh my gosh, your reading is more about confidence than anything else because I need you to see some of these. I'm just kind of looking ahead a little bit on your cards. First of all, we have the Leo card. Leo is the sign that is all about self-expression, confidence. If you ever need somebody who is going to like pump you up and cheer you on, you need to become friends with a Leo sun or a Leo rising. I would say maybe a Leo Mars or like, no, not Mars. Maybe a Leo Mercury could do that too. But major Leo placements, they will show that to you. I've been friends with so many Leo risings. One of my best friends is a Leo rising, and this is like their gift. They are so good at pumping like positivity and confidence into the people around them. But the reason I bring this is crazy. I feel like you're my pile number 3. Like you and I are on the similar wavelength because you also have the lunar eclipse. And I said you might have major Sagittarius placements. If you're a Sagittarius rising and you're seeing this video as it's being posted, we're not in an eclipse season right now, but the eclipses for the next year are all in your your Aries 5th house, which is the house of Leo, which is the house of confidence. So you might be feeling like you're lacking a lot of confidence right now because these eclipses are going to show you how to get it back. And sometimes it is through like purging and releasing and discovering new things about yourself. And it's going to take the full 18 months to really come back into yourself. So be patient with yourself. The eclipse seasons are 18-month cycles. We've only been through like the first 6 months. We still got like a lot more to go. So the reason I bring that up is if you're a Sagittarius rising, the North Node is sitting in your Leo house, which will be affecting you for the next year. Now, if you're not a Sagittarius rising, the lunar eclipse also might just bring about a lot of dramatic change. Like, I'm not trying to say that eclipses like don't just affect everyone or anything, but I do think that some eclipse cycles impact some people more than others. Like, you know how like before you knew about astrology, you were just living your life and things didn't always like seem to add up that way? I feel like sometimes some eclipse cycles are just easier because maybe you've been through a cycle like it. Maybe you already know a lot, so it didn't affect you as hard. I feel like this eclipse cycle, if you chose this pile, it's an intense one. Like it's bringing out aspects in you that have been laying dormant, that have a lot to do with your creativity, your self-expression, who you are meant to be in this lifetime. Because I feel like you are someone that nobody else really has shown you how to do it. Like you might even come from a family that doesn't appreciate you, or you feel kind of abandoned or left, like cast aside by. Nobody in your life has really shown you how to do what you're doing. And it is scary. It is hard. It does leave you feeling some type of way. And Spirit is reminding you, your guides are reminding you that right now they're here for you in this cycle. They're here for you to rebuild this confidence, to go through these cycles of death and rebirth that are going to really bring out the best in you. And then we have the waning gibbous. So when the moon wanes, it is releasing. It's letting go of, basically it's making room for like new chapters. But when we have a waning gibbous, it's a time period where I wouldn't say we're meant to have like fresh ideas or even like act on them. It's the beginning stages of letting go. Because when we get down to like the waning crescent, we've already released a lot. It's the beginning stages of letting go. So just know that you're at the beginning. You're in the beginning stage right now of letting go of a chapter that you're in. And your guides are here to support that and usher that away. Okay, now I also have for you diamond black rattle, which says speed, primal power. So you're also getting in touch with your primal essence. You're getting in touch with like how your body moves, how you feel primally on the inside and outside. I would say like physically. Like, I know this might sound weird, but I find that like sometimes, I mean, I feel like, no, it's actually very common. It's not weird. Right now, in the world that we live in today, with like all the social media, all of the news, all of the like everything, it's a lot. The age of information is a lot. And a lot of us are so disconnected from our bodies that it's taking getting back into this like primal force to really feel our wholeness. And so I do feel that your guides are also helping you to feel more of that. And you're getting like an accelerated process of it. So it might feel really uncomfortable. Like snakes also are about like shedding old skins. I do feel like you're going a little bit through a pressure cooker right now, but your guides chose you and are working with you on this. And then we also have saloon, escapism, good times, hideout. So the sweet copium, the sweet copium. I hate to break it to you. I'm not laughing at you. I swear. I'm laughing in Gemini moon because it's uncomfortable. And if you're a Gemini moon, you understand. We are like giggly bitches. We laugh about everything. We get the funeral giggles. You are not able to escape the way that you could before. You're not able to just drink and forget your problems. You're not able to just zone out in front of the TV. You're not able to spend hours playing video games. You're not able to, like, the way that you would escape life before when things felt uncomfortable, you can't do that right now. You can't hide out. And that feels uncomfortable. You're shedding old skins and it's hard because you're having to feel all of it. Your guides are reminding you that this is just part of the process. They're here for you. Ask them for support. Ask them for guidance. Ask them for relief to guide you towards things that would help you alleviate what you're feeling. Okay, now, even though I feel like you have gotten a lot of answers in your reading on what your guides are here for you for, we're going to pull out this Couture deck and just see what your guides are currently working through with you right now, which, again, I feel like we kind of got some of those answers already, but your reading has been like very easy to channel. Let's see, though. Okay, we have Queen of Swords. The audacity. I love this. Okay, I'm going to pull 4 cards out and then I'll tell you kind of what they're saying. We have the Page of Cups. Oh, I love that. The Magician. Oh my God. And the Lovers. The Lovers again. You got the Lovers earlier too. Okay. Best friend, listen. Because I'm going to lay it on you. You have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten what a bad bitch and how fucking capable. And I'm sorry I'm cussing at you. I'm not sorry. This is how I talk in my day-to-day life. And I try not to police that even online because it's who I am. It's my self-expression. You have forgotten who the fuck you are. And you feel miserable. And I can see that. I can feel that. You have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten how juicy and how good and how amazing life can be. You have fallen out of love with life. And you feel like you have lost a lot of your audaciousness. I promise you that you haven't. It's still there. You still have the audacity. You still have the tenacity. Life is still good. There is still things to romance. There is still parts of life. Like, you have no idea how good things are about to get. But you needed the mental fortitude that's being given to you right now by your guides. They're helping you to get it. You needed the mental strength and the mental fortitude to be able to hold all of this goodness that is coming your way right now. Because if you had been stuck in the past version of yourself when all of this comes in, you would you would squander it. You would lose it. You would feel so uncomfortable by it because you wouldn't have been ready. And I know it's hard and I know it feels like it sucks and you feel like there's no way out. I promise you, this is going to leave you with some like unshakable energy. Queen of Swords is, again, it's audacity. tenacity. It's saying what you think, being honest with yourself, being honest with the people around you. Honestly, the Queen of Swords gets a bad rap for kind of being like the bitch card, but I feel like what even is a bitch? We need to deconstruct that, because is it a woman in charge? Like, you know, I feel like we call women bitches when they have a powerful voice and they can't be fucked with. And like, fine, if you want to call me a bitch, call me a bitch. Like, that's the energy I'm going to vibrate in then, and I'm going to own it. Call it malicious compliance, call it whatever you want. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you have been really put down by a lack of support around you, by a lack of feeling like you belong. And Queen of Swords energy is like, I know what I bring to the table. I'm not scared to eat by my damn self. And you're going to get into that because you're getting to a place where you're tired of your own bullshits. And you know that when you're tired of your own bullshit, that's when things really start to change. Page of Cups says, expect good things. Expect good things. Expect positive results. Expect things to go well. Expect yourself to feel good. Expect yourself to get to the other side of what you've been dealing with, because you're going to. You feel like you've lost the magic in your life with this magician. You haven't. You're still just as magical and powerful and a master manifester like you were before. It didn't go anywhere. You just needed some time to kind of reassess and adjust, and literally just shed these parts of yourself that aren't going to help you in the future. It's a growth spurt. You're going through like growing pains right now. And then the Lovers showing up here. This again is that shadow work. It's the shadow work. It's the going through the parts of yourself that feel scary or difficult or hard to deal with. And I know that no one has taught you how to do this. I know that nobody has paved the way for you. I know that you feel like you're out here by yourself. Please take comfort in the fact that I'm right there with you. I'm not trying to like create parasocial relationships, but like, if this pile is resonating and I'm like hitting everything for you, I need you to know that you're not by yourself, because I very much feel this energy myself, and you're not alone. I'm here with you. And if this is hitting, can you please leave me a comment down below and like tell me what kind of content on this channel would help you move through this the most? Because I want to make that kind of content for you. I want to be the person supporting you in your corner. Because I'm very familiar with this energy. Okay, now we also have just kind of like an extra little message from your guides, which I thought is so beautiful. We have the card Weeds. And it says, take time to weed your garden. So this is like very appropriate for you, pile number 3. This is really appropriate for you because when you weed your garden, let's say you're having a lot of thoughts about yourself or anxious thoughts, you know, whatever. If you tried to just like take the garden of your mind and you saw weeds in it that resembled these thoughts, right? If you tried to just cut the tops off or like cover them in glitter, there's still going to be weeds with fucking glitter on them. They're still going to exist under the dirt. And right now you're going through these growing pains because you have to pull them out at the root so they will stop bothering you. And it does take extra work, and other people are not going to understand what you're doing. And it's not for them. Your journey is not for them. It is for you. And it's okay if you have to take some time to weed this garden and get yourself in the right mindset and get yourself feeling good and like adjust yourself to go and be and exist how you want to. So like be the weeder, be the gardener, pull things out at the root. Don't just, that's what Catherine Zankina says of Manifestation Babe. Don't just sprinkle glitter on shit and expect everything to be okay. It's still going to be shit. It's still going to stink. Like, don't just cut the weeds off at the top. Dig them out of the dark place. Do the shadow work. Dig them out of the dirt and pull them out because they're not serving you and they're suffocating your garden. Pyramid. Okay. That is the reading I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for letting me read that. That was like, whew, a big blast of energy. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. If you would like to get any of these tarot decks or more, there are links down below for you. Thank you, Tarot Stack. I love working with you. I love that we have a continued relationship. I'm so grateful. And if you would like to feel a little more guided, a little more directed, especially y'all, pile number 3, my Authentically Aligned course still on sale, $55. Originally $222. If you use the code Eclipse 2024, it is $167 off. There are multiple videos, a bunch of workbooks. It literally guides you through like a reset and really getting back to yourself. It would definitely help with the weeding. So if you feel like this reading is resonating, you want to get that for yourself, I would highly encourage it. Link down below. It's on my website, KhloeTaylor.com. Just make sure you use that code at checkout to get the discount. I also have my Patreon where I do extra pick a cards. I do astrology reports, vlogs. It's a good time on Patreon. Make sure you check that out. Patreon.com/KhloeTaylor. I would love to have you there. And that really does support me as like a smaller creator. I know some people see this channel and you think I'm not a small creator. Technically, in the grand scheme of things, I am still considered a small creator. So it does help me out. It like really supports me to be able to do more of what I do. And it gets you like a bunch of well, there is some free content on there actually, if you join at the free tier, but it gets you a bunch of content, like over 400 posts now at this point that you get immediately when you join. So that, I also have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, if you want to give it a listen. And I'm at Kloee Taylor on all of my social medias, especially Instagram. That's like the main one that I use. My account has the check mark. If you ever see somebody without a check mark, that's not me. They're pretending to be me. And if you listen to everything I just said, you're a real one. I love you. Leave me the sword emoji down below for Queen of Swords, getting your audacity back. Okay. It never left. You're just embracing it more. Leave me the sword emoji down below. So I know that you were my fam. You were the pile. Okay. Okay. All right. I love y'all so much. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. All right, pile number 4. If you chose this rose, this is going to be your readings, Lego rose. And before we get into it, I do need to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Tarot Stack. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know what Tarot Stack is, they are an online website where you can get independent tarot decks, tarot decks created by independent artists. So if you're looking for an indie deck for yourself, for another person, they are a great resource to look at. I've received a lot from them. I've also shopped on my own, paid with my own money decks from them. And what I can say is the decks are always quality. They're always amazing. I've never had a deck like fall apart on me or anything. And I always feel good knowing that I've supported an independent artist. And that just like makes me feel good, you know? So they're also like rare decks. I don't know if I'm using the deck today, but there's like one deck that I have that came with like an authenticity certificate because they're like so rare. So you can also find like rare decks, which is really cool. Anyways, make sure you check them out. Every deck that we use today is going to be from there, and all the decks will be linked down below in the order they appear if you want to check any of them out. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, this is like why your guides chose you. So we have the 10 of Mirrors, which says rejected. We have the Limo card. We have the End. We have the Mansion, or 4 of Roses. And we have the 10 of Flutes, the Proposal. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make these prettier and then we'll come immediately back. All right, pile number 4. So the reason your guides chose you is, first and foremost, you do struggle with rejection sensitivity. I can see that here with the 10 of Mirrors rejected. And also the 10 of Mirrors is like, you maybe have been going through a little bit of a difficult time period in your life, a lot of like uncertainty. They're helping you to work through that. The Limo here, which is the Chariot card, this is all about following your destiny and the path that you're meant to follow in this lifetime. So they are here to help you chart that. We have the End, which is the Death card. And we also have the Proposal, 10 of Flutes, 4 of Roses. So the End, I'm just going to say it, pile number 4. they're helping you right now to navigate a breakup. And if you're not somebody that feels like this might be where your relationship is going, I encourage you to go and pick a different pile, because this pile is definitely about that. There's just too many cards that resemble this, and there's not another way to read it. Spirit is telling me. So if this is not you, go back and pick a different pile. The piles are all different, but this pile in particular, you are about to be navigating a breakup. You might already be in one, but your guides are popping off right now because they need you to see the writing on the wall, because you're not seeing it. There are things that you want in your life right now with this Destiny card. You might even want to move. You might want to, like, I'm seeing movement, or you want to take like a certain job somewhere. There's something about like wanting to do something, and your partner actually very much holds you back. The end is like a death of this relationship. I feel like you live with them, because the mansion coming out, 4 of Roses, I feel like you might live with them already. Like this isn't, I'm not getting like high school relationship. I'm getting like a mature adult relationship. Y'all have moved in together maybe recently. It also could be that you have lived together there's like with the mansion card, there's also a courtyard. Like this might have more to do with like where y'all live. But with the mansion card, 4 of Roses, this is normally about like a celebration, which is like a wedding. With the proposal here, I feel like you want more from this relationship, and they're not willing to give it to you. It might not be that you want, like, you could want marriage. That could be the thing, is you want marriage. They are never going to marry you. And I'm sorry, I know that hurts. They do not have it in their mind to ever do that. It also might be that you don't want that and they do, and that's why this relationship is not working. But I ultimately think that this is about them rejecting you. They don't want to build a life with you that you want. Like, Spirit is telling me to tell you, like, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Like, you are just not reading the writing on the wall, and you keep getting swept up in like the fantasy versus the reality. And it's not to say that like the relationship doesn't have some redeeming qualities. I'm sorry. But it's like within this, you tend to get swept up in the fantasy, and it like cancels out all of the things that actually are not adding up, bestie. And we all want to see the best in our partner. Like I see that wholeheartedly. I'm a lover girl. Okay. I've got a lot of Cancer placements in my chart. We always want to see the best in our partners. I get it, but you need to be looking long-term. And I'm hearing from your guides that that's the problem, is you keep accepting crumbs in the short term when there are long-term consequences, and they are currently here helping you to navigate this season, because I don't suspect it's going to be an easy one. And they're right now trying to show you through signs, through synchronicities, through repeating patterns, leading you to this reading so that you will hear it and listen. There's just something about like building a future with this person that is it's not the future you want, bestie. There are major life things that you want that this person is never going to give to you. Let's keep going. Let me see what else they're helping us with, because I know that this is not the news you wanted today. Gosh, sometimes being a tarot card reader sucks because you have to give people bad news. Okay. We do have the card of Jupiter here, which does tell me that like you really are blessed with a lot of luck and abundance. Your guides bring and attract a lot of that to you. They help you with that. You might even have Jupiter on like something prominent in your charts. You might have like Jupiter maybe with North Node or South Node. You could be a Gemini Jupiter, which would be you're about to go through a Jupiter return if that's the case. But like Jupiter could also be your ruling planet, which if you're a Sag rising, Jupiter is your ruling planet. I'm a Sag rising, Jupiter's my ruling planet. But Jupiter Sagittarius energy. You might be surrounded by a lot of Sagittarians that come in the form of like earthly guides. Like I believe that people can guide us too in this lifetime. It's not always like ethereal. North and South node popping out. I do feel like the reason this is coming out is like you might be somebody that like, so the North and South node, if you don't know this, the South node is like what you've been programmed to be like, but the North node is like your true destiny in your birth chart. And you're not meant to go running screaming from the South node into the North node. You're meant to try to bridge the gap between the two of them. And that's like where you find the balance. But it's like you have been really trained to be loving, be caretaking, be supportive. And you're actually meant to really carve a path that is all your own. And this relationship keeps you from doing that. So it's like, it's not even like, again, I don't get the feeling that they're a bad person. I don't think they mean harm to you. You can still continue. Like that's the thing with tarot cards. I'm not reading your destiny. You can choose to change things. You can choose to like change this energy or ask for a way to change it. Obviously we can't change people. Everybody has free will. But like, if you feel like this is ringing true and this is where you feel like things are headed, you always have the ability to change outcomes in your life. And I feel like people forget that sometimes when they hear tarot card readings, but ultimately, you are meant to go a path that is all your own, and this person really holds you back. You're not living. That's why you feel so stressed out. That's why it doesn't feel good to be who you are and where you are and what you're doing is, and it's not to say you don't have moments that feel good, but that's the reason you don't feel good is because it's not where you're supposed to be. And everything in your life has tried to show that to you. But this is really what has held you back the most. And then we also have the card of Scorpio, which Scorpio resembles death and rebirth. They are the ruler of the 8th house of spirituality, occultism, death. So you could have prominent Scorpio placements. Your partner that has rejected you possibly, or is rejecting, or isn't the person that you want to continue to build with, they could have Scorpio placements or Sagittarius placements. Your North or South node could also be in Scorpio or Sagittarius, if that like helps you to know that this is your pile. But just know that like going through this, your guides are here to support you because this will be like a death of the self of some kind, because it could be that you spent a lot of time with this person. And when you go through a really significant breakup, you do go through a personal death. There is so much of your identity that is wrapped up in that person too, that you have to figure out who you are without them, right? So I think it's really telling that you would also get the Scorpio card. Now we also have smoke, visions, or signals. Now this is what I'm talking about. Your guides, they work with you and they chose you because they constantly try to give you signs. They constantly try to give you signs that this is the thing in your life that has held you back and you're not seeing it clearly. You need to ask people in your life for their honest feelings. I feel like there's something about like more people in your life that you don't ask because you already know and you're kind of afraid to hear it. But I feel like there are people in your life that could also help you, whether it's like a parent. I'm hearing if you have a good relationship with your parents, a sibling, an aunt, an uncle, somebody close to you. If you need to ask them like what their thoughts and feelings are, if you are feeling some type of way, and don't be afraid of what might come out because they might help you see things that you're not seeing clearly. And then we have the desert rose, rare strength, unlikely bloom. I'm telling you, when you release this person, your life is going to become insane, like in the best way. You're going to realize how much they held you back, and you're going to be grateful that you let them go if you choose to go that route. Now, let's go ahead and see, even though I feel like we already know, I want to use this Couture deck to see, either get confirmation or just see if there's anything else that your guides are helping you with right now. They definitely chose you to work through this. I'm wondering if this is like a karmic tie. And so I believe that sometimes guides choose us to help work through their own karma. So this could be like they're helping you work through karma, you're helping them work through karma in some way. But I'm wondering if your relationship that is gonna ultimately result in a breakup, I'm wondering if it's a karmic tie. Oh my gosh, this candle is like going off right now too. This is an Aphrodite candle, which I didn't tell anybody else that, any other piles that. It's a candle I usually keep on my Aphrodite altar. And she is the goddess of like love and sex, lust, beauty, but also a goddess of war. A lot of people don't know that about Aphrodite, but I think it's interesting that when I started talking about this, this candle got really, really, really big. Okay, let's see. So we have 5 of Wands, contention, problematic, have arguments. Like, have you had a lot of arguments with this person? Like, obviously every couple goes through arguments, but I feel like it's a lot of like the same argument and things don't change. And they promise you that things will change. They like, basically they promise you that they'll do something to work on it. And then they never do it. Like, it's like promising you that like, they'll be better about doing the chores and then they just never get around to it. And this is the conversation you have over and over and over again. That's a really like petty example, but like, it's just, there's contention. There is a cycle of the same problems coming up over and over again. The Tower. Okay. This is going to be a very like they are helping you to not lose your fucking cool. Because I feel like with the 5 of Wands, the Tower, this is deeply unsettling. Like nobody wants to go through a breakup. I genuinely believe nobody wants that. It's very unsettling. It's not fun. It sucks. But your guides are here to help you through this Tower moment. The Tower is like, to me, the Tower is often unavoidable because it's something you've been avoiding and the whole thing has to be shaken down to the foundation for you to move on. And I feel like that's kind of the corner you're turning. But we have the Queen of Wands, which tells me your confidence is going to get amazing. And the Sun. Literally, the second you let some some woman's dusty ass son is stressing you. I'm not trying to gender people necessarily. You could be a man with a man, somebody with a non-binary. You could be non-binary yourself, but you are letting some woman's dusty ass son stress you. Okay. And we don't have time for that. You are letting some woman's dusty ass son stress you. And they are helping you to navigate the difficult breakup, the separation. And then they're going to help you see how much better your life is without them. You are going to regain confidence, joy. Life is going to make sense again. Your life hasn't made sense for a long time because this has been holding you back. I'm sorry about it, bestie. And you know what's interesting? The eclipses this year, which we're not in an eclipse right now. Eclipses this year are in Aries and Libra. And Libra, that is relationships. So it's the ruler of the 7th house. That is relationships. So I do feel like we're going to keep seeing a lot of breakups in the world. Like during the next year, we've already seen a lot of like celebrities and stuff getting divorced or separating. But we're going to keep seeing that. Like this is a cycle that's meant to kind of purge connections that aren't good for us. So, that is your reading though, pile number 4. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Your life will get better after this. I promise. Genuinely, I can see that so clearly here that you are going to feel better after this. But the situation as it is right now, it's not good. And I think the most important thing that your guides are reminding me that I need to repeat to you is that you need to remember to look at the long term with this person. Ask yourself where they have shown you that they want the same things that you want and where they have shown you a willingness to work towards it. Because if they haven't, you need to be looking a little bit bigger picture and recognize that this is not a person you're building a future with. I feel bad. Like, I do have one more card actually. I do have like an extra message from your guides of just like a closing note. And you are absolutely uniqueness. I feel like in this relationship, your uniqueness is not celebrated and it makes you feel very insecure. You feel very insecure in the connection. And your guides are reminding you that you are absolutely unique and this is a good thing. And a person that is good for you is going to make you feel that. Well, nobody can make you feel anything, but like they will celebrate your uniqueness. You will know that it is good to be you and how you are. You won't feel like you don't belong or like you're out of place. And that's something else to look for. Your uniqueness is beautiful and it's worthy of celebration. That is the reading I have for you. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. If you would like any of these decks, please do check them out down below. If you would like my course, it is currently $167 off, making it $55 where it was originally $222. Use code ECLIPSE2024 to get the discount. Absolutely worth it. It's going to be going off sale very soon and it will be back to its normal price. So if you want to grab it, this is kind of your last chance to do that. My Patreon, where you can get extra readings, astro reports, vlogs, help me as a creator, patreon.com/KhloeTaylor. I would love to have you as a patron. My podcast, available everywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called The Cozy Babes Club. I also have my Instagram. I'm at KhloeTaylor if you'd like to follow me for a more personal connection. I don't want to say connection, but like a more personal look into my life. I feel like I share more like photos of my life and things like that over there. And if this is your pile, leave me the broken heart emoji. Leave me down below. I want to see the broken heart. I need to like comfort you. I need to get in these comments and tell you how sorry I am and how beautiful you are and how much you deserve the world. Like, let me be your hype woman. Okay. And please do not forget, when you stand in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.